I'm Brent Grant, and this is Rez Life Recovery. I want to talk today about doing the work. That's the hard part about recovery, is that there are roads paved to make it easier. There's like the Red Road, NA, and all the other recovery programs that can help you down a path of recovery that can make it easier or whatever. But the hard truth about it all is that all those roads are they come to a dead end, and it's not a bad thing. It's like everybody's recovery is different, so you can follow the recovery of somebody else, but sooner or later you're going to have to do your own work. And that's what I want to talk about, is doing your work. It can be daunting, it can feel unnerving, but doing your own work is like the most rewarding part of recovery. Because when you're walking on that the Red Road or NA or whatever, what you're doing is you're picking up tools. You're picking up your how to deal with your emotions, and that's could be a machete. How to deal with problems, that could be an axe or whatever. Just, it's a tool. I see my recovery as like a mountainside or a field that is overgrown, and it's bushes and branches and just overbush. But in the back there's like trees, and it's just all kinds of overgrowth. And that's where the road ends, and that's where your recovery starts. That's where my recovery starts. And I use all them tools that I learn from other people to start doing my work. I cut through the branches and the briars, the little things, how to deal with life, how not to be mad, all those little things. You can cut through, you look back and it's been days, but you've only moved a few feet. But it's a lot of work. You did a lot of, you might not have went very far, but you've made a lot of progress, But you gotta keep going. It's everyday work, and you just keep chopping away, and you keep just working, because if you stop, that means it can overgrow. It's gonna rain, sun's gonna shine, it's gonna be dark at night, and that just makes it grow, man. Nothing stops growing. Life keeps happening. Today's problems aren't tomorrow's problems, because tomorrow's got new problems, So that's why you gotta keep working, keep moving, you gotta keep refreshing and knocking back but then there's the new things. But then there's the old stuff, the old stuff's still what you're cleaning up. The big trees are laying in the road. Why can I do certain things? It's just a big ass log laying across the road, and it's like, damn, how am I gonna get through this? Luckily enough, you got a few new tools before you got there, so you don't just got a machete, you got an axe. So there you are, chopping and chopping. It could take years to get over that hump, get over that big barrier, that wall, whatever you want to look at it as. But you gotta keep working. And if it's a wall, you keep climbing and you keep climbing. If it's a tree, you keep chopping. I'm gonna keep chopping. But the great thing about paving your own path in recovery is that sometimes people that were on the other path, the red roads, and they came to that struggle of their recovery, And they's like, oh, no, I don't know what to do. But now there's a new path, that new path you've been working on. And they're like, oh, man, I thought there wasn't no way. So they start following the path that you laid. And they walk it. And then they come upon you and they see you just don't work. Man, look at this guy. And it's like, and you're at the point where you're almost ready to give up. You're like, I've cut this tree. I've cut it into pieces. But now I still gotta move. I still gotta get it out of the way. But that's the great thing about all those people that are following your path, is that when you need it, they're here. That's your support team. They're here to help you move that out the path, to help you get it out of the way. You had to do the work, but you don't got to do it alone. That's the point. And now that you got that support here with you at this stage, it don't mean you stop working, because you got to keep working, because you still want to keep moving forward. But that don't mean that they're going to keep following you. Nah, that's the other great part, is that they're there with you now, and they seen that it was one person that did this. So now they spread out, and there's another path being carved over there, and there's another path carved right there. And the further each of us go, the further there's new ways for other people to find recovery. And sometimes we could be traveling the same path, we're like that. We're traveling the same path, but one person slowly, I'm working towards jobs. I'm going to be successful in this person's work. I'm getting back to my family, getting back to my kids. And this other person I just got to get my mind right. I just got to get myself right. Because there's all these different roads that we have to path for ourselves. And that's the hard part and the great part, because we think there's nothing new to be discovered, but there's a whole great wide adventure where we learn new things about ourselves, about the world, about our families, and about what we care about. And that's what doing the work is about. Because the work is the mental things that held us in our addiction and keep us looking back at addiction. It's like, I can't get over this, so I just want to forget. I just want to have that drink or take that pill or drug up the nose to the brain. Just forget. But you never forget. You wake up and there it is. So you gotta forget again. So it's just a cycle. As soon as you realize that, the easier it is to get out of it. So that's all I wanted to try to explain, is like doing the work, looking at it, visualizing if it helps you. Because it can be daunting. What am I doing this for? Without a promise of a reward. There's no reward at the end of recovery. There's no promise that you'll have your full life back, because you won't. Because you lost people, you lost part of you along the way, so you'll never be fully recovered. But that's alright, because that's the good part. That recovery is not about recovering the old you. The recovery is about bringing that new you out of that old you. Because that old you was the one doing the drugs and lost and didn't know how to get out of your own way. That's why we gotta evolve. That's why it's scary to change, to get out of addiction. Because sooner or later, that darkness consumes you and that light goes out. And there's no coming back from that. And that's why all I try to do is hold a flame for all those lost in the darkness. Because you gotta walk. You gotta walk your path and do the work. So we'll leave the light on for you. You know, just keep walking, keep living. Thank you for your time. I'm Brent Grant.